Point of order is well taken.
Point of order on 8.3, as with 12.3. Mr. Deputy Mayor, through to Janice Edwood-Petkovsky. Janice, I've asked this before whenever this items come up, and just for each time it comes up, for 9 members of council, including myself, that have been part of this in the past. On my point of order, Mr. Deputy Mayor, I just want to make sure that we can proceed and be part of the deliberations in light of the nine members of council being named in the past. Through you, Mr. Deputy Mayor, please, on my point of order.
Very important point of order indeed. Madam Clerk, your opinion?
I was asking
Janet
Janice.
Atwood. My apologies.
Not at all.
Yes, through the Deputy Mayor. Absolutely. The individual members of council who may have dealt with a compliance audit at the Election Compliance Audit Committee would certainly not have a conflict. This was an investigation by the Ombudsman into the process only, the procedure only, and certainly nothing to do with any substantive aspects of that. So there is no conflict either on this 8.3, which is the open report, or 12.3, which is the legal advice.
Thank you so much, Janice. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor, for allowing me that clarification on the point of order. Thank you.
Okay, is that a point of order? You're on the speaker's list. Oh, sorry, we have the speaker's list? We do have a speaker's list? I know, I'm just confirming it with the people who are trying to move it, that we do have a speaker's. So we have Councillor Ferguson, followed by Councillor Johnson.
Through you, if I can, to Janice also. Janice, 8.3 is just an information report that we want to receive. Any questions, advice we get from you would happen under 12.3. Is that correct?
Yes, 8.3. So the city, the clerk, is obligated to provide in open session a copy of the Ombudsman's report, and that's what is provided at 8.3, along with a brief summary, just to provide a little context as to how this arose. And 12.3 does provide an outline of the implications and legal advice respecting any options for council's consideration. So that would be
any advice we want to get from you that should happen at 12.3.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so I'll be happy to move the receipt at the right time.
Councillor Johnson is still on the speaker's list.
Yep, please. This is something I raised back in 2011 when I was the chair of the selection committee, and I raised it at that time, and I was told that the whole process actually was going to go to the governance committee. Because as the chair of the selection committee, it was very uncomfortable to say that we just selected a group of people that eventually could oversee us. So the perception was just not good. So I'm going to ask through you to either Chris Murray or Janice, is there any movement on this, even just the process of selecting who's on this committee, right or wrong, but the perception is wrong, in my opinion. It's not who's on it, and it's not what's happened. It's just the perception of us selecting was wrong. So I was told in 2011 that this was all going to be reviewed. I have never heard a peep since, and every time one of these reports come up, I always keep thinking, when's this going to be changing?
So through the Deputy Mayor, that is something that we generally will be looking at in terms of a report which should be going to Governance Committee probably over the next, I would say, 12 to 18 months in terms of various committees, et cetera, and appointments, et cetera. But on this particular committee,
Right.
The Municipal Elections Act requires that the members be appointed by council. So the selection may take a different course, and in some municipalities it's a selection that's similar to what you might think of as the selection of judges. The judicial selection is done by a specialized committee, right. And then merely the appointments are then effectively approved by the governing body, sure.
And so, thanks for that, and the Municipal Act and the whole bit, and it's still, even the fact that we approve it just doesn't seem right, but at least if we're out of the selection process, to me, that just makes it a little bit more transparent. So those are my comments. Thank you very much, and I will keep raising it until I see it come forward. Thank you.
Okay, may I please have a motion to receive? Moved by Pearson, seconded by Vanderbeek. All those in favor? Carried.